couple $100 worth of narcotics and steroids, just try to keep her comfortable for this last month or two that she has with you. And so that's what they decided to do. And so we said, look, we have these biscuits called the Mush Puppies. And they were like, the what? And we were like, let's just give it a try. Let's see what it does for her own immune system. Let's see what can happen once that immune system's modulated, because we really didn't know. And we'd seen all the studies, but we hadn't experienced it firsthand. And so they started giving her 3 or 4 of these biscuits every day. And I'll never forget, on the 4th day, he called us and he said, "What did you give our dog?" With a very stern tone. And my husband and I looked at each other like, oh, why? Is everything okay? We were like, Zenta just jumped on the couch. She hasn't done this in over a year and a half. And he was like, do you think it's this mushrooms? And we said, are you doing anything else different? He said, no, this is the only thing that we're doing different. We said, well, we've seen all the studies. I mean, there are hundreds of studies that are showing these types of results, but let's keep her on them and see how it goes. And so by the end of the month, her paw pads were healing, her fur was growing back in, she was walking on her own, her eyes were clearing up. And the beautiful part of that story is that Zenta was with us for another 4.5 years. She was almost 20 years old when she was finally ready to go. And during that time, she was going on 5-mile hikes. She was swimming in the lake. She was playing with the puppies. She actually got to meet their grandkids. And they have these beautiful videos and pictures of their grandkids laying on her and cuddling with her that they would have never had. So it's just such a heartwarming story. And it's been an inspiration for us, as we've been sharing what's possible when the body has the natural support that it deserves. It's been driving us and teaching us to be a voice for others. And at first we thought that was a fluke, because what are the odds? The very first person that we give the cookies to has such an amazing turnaround. But Debbie, we started seeing this over and over, dog after dog, cat after cat, horse after horse. Over 90% of the time, people were calling us in tears. They're acting like a puppy again. They're playing, they're eating better, and just all of these positive improvements. In some cases, dramatic. In other instances, it's the little things, like they're playing again. They're chasing the hose, those types of fun things. So that's really when we realized what we had our hands on and how important this work was and how powerful it and meaningful it is. And we haven't stopped being a voice. As a matter of fact, after a short while of offering it for the pets, a lot of people would say, well, our pet doesn't know what a placebo is. How they don't know there's a mushroom in the treat that I'm giving them. It either works or it doesn't. And obviously it's working. And so they started asking, how do we get the same type of mushroom support? Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question,
Yeah.
if it's okay. So, so obviously so far we've talked about the Coriolis versicolor mushroom, but the company is now offering other types of mushrooms. So this is really a two-part question. Number one, what other mushrooms are there? And number two, if you have a pet, like for instance, my pet, we heard him run into the wall. It was the most horrible thing coming down the stairs. I mean, it was just that, that sound. We knew that he had a concussion. Plus, he was exhibiting bizarre behaviors right afterwards. So I started giving him some of the mushrooms, like for the brain and nerves. So could you address how we do that with the people, but with the pets as well?
Absolutely. While the mushroom that I've been talking about is called the Coriolis versicolor mushroom, that is the core mushroom, because your immune system and your pet's immune systems are the most important system in the entire body. That's what regulates and balances everything that's happening inside of the body. And so every pet, every person, every day should be taking the Coriolis versicolor mushroom. But like you said, there are complementary mushrooms that you can take along with the Coriolis versicolor mushroom that support specific parts and functions of the body. So for instance, with what you were dealing with, there's a special mushroom called the lion's mane mushroom that's very helpful for nerve and brain support. And it also helps to remap the brain, helps with digestive function, maintaining healthy weight. There's so many studies that have been done on the lion's mane mushroom that you can look up, and all of the benefits for the body and all of the different things that it supports. But we actually take the lion's mane mushroom and we bake it into a treat called the Chill Doggies, which has a calming blend of ingredients as well. So especially if your pet is dealing with anxiety, hyperactivity, depression, any of those types of things, even dementia, just anything nerve or brain related, those Chill Doggies can be incredibly helpful. Or if there's a lightning storm or thunderstorm, or fireworks are going off the 4th of July or New Year's or whatever it may be, or you're having a large gathering at your home and maybe your dog gets anxious during those moments, or when you leave for work and they get separation anxiety, you can just give them one of these little biscuits called the Chill Doggies, and it helps. They're still very alert, they're still very aware. It just helps to calm that hypersensitivity so they feel normal. They're not panicking, which is just devastating when you have to leave your pet in that condition or watch them suffer through it. It's just devastating to watch. You feel so helpless. So that lion's mane mushroom really complements what the Coriolus versicolor mushroom does. And like you said, we not only have it available for pets, but also people. You know, we have these Inforce capsules here, which is the green bottle that you can find online. And these have the Coriolus versicolor mushroom for that immune support. Like I said, every person, I highly recommend take this every day because it's just incredible what it does for the body. Again, you can look up the studies, that don't have to take my word for it. But there is a complementary mushroom called the reishi mushroom. And so we take the Coriolus versicolor mushroom and the reishi mushroom, and we add it to this product called Inforce Plus, which is the yellow bottle. Now, the reishi mushroom is an alkalinizing mushroom, and it helps to support cholesterol levels and supports blood pressure levels and blood sugar levels and a lot of those different processes. We also take the lion's mane mushroom and we have that in tablet form. It's called Inforce Clarity. And the lion's mane mushroom supports the nerve and the brain. And also, there are studies that